Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of JoeScentMe. My name is Joe and I am your host for today. Today I'm going to talk to you about Fragrance One Office for Men. And yes, this is a fragrance that has been much anticipated. In fact, ever since Jeremy Fragrance announced it on his channel, it's been one that everybody has been talking about. And although the comments have been very polarizing even before the release of this fragrance, I, as a friend of Jeremy, wanted to support him. And so I went ahead and took advantage of the great deal that they had at the Kickstarter, where I got 2 bottles for about the price of the current price now, which is $197. So let's address the packaging first. Yes, it comes in a somewhat plain looking cardboard box. It is very minimalistic. It also comes in a very plain glass bottle that has basically what looks like a toilet paper dispenser kind of roll to protect it from spraying while it's in its box, and very heavy duty glass bottle. That's very simple. I know that most people were very gripped about it when they saw the bottle design and everything, and they thought, oh my goodness, how can I pay so much for something that looks so cheap? Well, I have to tell you, if you've bought anything from Montal, if you bought any of the Jean Paul Gaultiers, if you've bought any of the Molecule 01 fragrances or the Molecule series fragrances, you've bought a bottle that looked just like this, or it had no cap. So I wouldn't worry about the fact that there's no cap. I don't really feel like that's such a big deal. Keeping in mind that this was a Kickstarter funded project, I realize when I'm buying a fragrance like this that I am getting technically a prototype bottle, and that is perfectly okay with me. I am more concerned about what's inside that counts. So, did it deliver? Well, first of all, you're going to see my first impression reaction while I was there with Jeremy, Max Forti, as well as Chris Collins, and a few other people that showed up along the way. I'm going to include the link to that video down below. But I decided to give it a real wearing, not just once, but I wore it 3 times in a row, back to back. I wore it all weekend. And I got the reaction that I wanted from it, because I wanted to see if this was one of those fragrances where people will come up to me unsolicited and say, man, you smell really good. That actually did happen to me on day 2. On day 1, I actually checked with a friend of mine who is into fragrances, and I knew that this was his type of fragrance. So I did ask for his opinion, and yes, he loved it. He said, this is my kind of fragrance. Now, what kind of fragrance is this? Well, of course, as the name implies, Office for Men, it's a very office safe, friendly fragrance. So how is it office safe? Well, let's talk about the note breakdown first, and then I'll kind of help explain the type of fragrance that it is. We have at the top bergamot and ambrox and orris. Then in the heart, we have pink pepper. We have a new molecule that I've never heard of, which is caclox, and also paradission. So 2 new molecules I've never heard of. And then we have musk, patchouli, and intense modern wood is the way it's described. Now, the perfumer for this is Alberto Morillas. For those of you that don't know, Alberto has a long list of greatest hits. He is a superstar within the fragrance community. Chances are, even if you don't know who he is, you've worn his fragrances before. So he is the nose behind this fragrance. Jeremy is just the creative director, and his ideas for the type of fragrance were expressed through Alberto Morillas. Now, when I sprayed it on me, I get an immediate burst of citrus. It is extremely bright, and it pops with this fruity bergamot that's so mouth-watering. And just like Aventus, in the sense that it's got a punch, just like Aventus, this is not an Aventus clone, warning. Just like Aventus, it offers the same kind of punch in initial spray. And this thing definitely lasts. I will say this thing definitely lasts on me. One thing I noticed even in the initial first impression testing that Jeremy gave me when I met him at Essence, when I sprayed my wrist, I didn't touch my wrist. I didn't wash it. I didn't do anything on the top of my hand. And I noticed that the sheen from the oil was still there even hours after he sprayed me. So the lasting power is there. This is definitely a highly concentrated, fresh scent. It's a fresh, woody, aromatic scent. I wouldn't go as far as to say that this leans only towards the designer side. However, I do feel like this has the designer appeal, and it still offers a niche-esque feel. And the reason why I say a niche-esque feel is because most designers can't last this long. And usually niche fragrances tend to have additional things to give it some lasting power as well as a little bit of depth. And there is a little bit of depth. I know that people probably thinking this is a very shallow fragrance. It was designed to be just this giant mass appealing thing. And then yes, it originally was designed to be a very mass appealing fragrance. And as that, it delivers. So it lasted on me about 10 to 12 hours. In fact, I even smelled it the next morning when I woke up. It was still on me. And then for a freshie or an aromatic fresh fragrance like this, that's unheard of. That's typically not the normal thing. Now this fragrance now sells for $197 on the website. I'll include the link below. And is it worth $197? Well, depends on who the buyer is. Like if you are looking for an experience that's going to result in you getting compliments for sure. If you're looking for something that's going to pop louder than what you're normally used to with your normal designers, and you're looking for something that's going to give you the confidence you need for the day and to last throughout the day, this definitely delivers. Some people are spending double that and not getting the same results. So as far as I see it, I think the deal that I got was great because, again, I bought 2 bottles for the price that it's currently going for now. So I don't feel bad that I spent about $95 after shipping on a bottle. Do I think it's worth more than that? I actually think that it could be anywhere between $90 and $150. And I think most people would be very happy to spend it. But beyond that, I think that if you don't hurry up, this $197 may go up even more. I do think it's a wise decision to sample it. Now, since Jeremy doesn't sell samples on the website, there are many people who have bought bottles who are willing to sell you decants. See if you can reach out to any one of those people and make sure that you do that, because that is how you're going to see if you're going to like it at first. I encourage you to check out other videos as well. There's going to be, I'm sure, a ton of reviews on this fragrance already. There's a lot of people that are reviewing it. The buzz is high. And although some of you may think that this isn't any better than most of the designers that are out there like Sauvage and Prada L'Homme and Dylan Blue and things like that, I still think that this thing stands above the rest of those. I was happy that it delivered what it said it was going to deliver. But if you're looking for something that's an easy reach, easy for the office, easy for just about any occasion and any time of the year, one of the most versatile fragrances that are out there, this is the fragrance for you. That's it. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an awesome day. Take care, guys.